Good morning, third graders. Welcome to Wednesday, April 15th, 2020. Halfway through the month. Okay, man, it just seems like we're in this time warp going backwards with the snow we've been getting and just really cold temperatures. And today is going to be kind of that last day, I think, that we're going to see that white stuff around because starting tomorrow and through the rest of the weekend and into next week, it's supposed to get pretty nice outside. So it's just been really, really goofy. So, welcome to Wednesday. Where am I at today? Not, I am in a classroom, but I'm not teaching in my classroom today. I'll show you a quick spin around. We are in Mr. Ben Lofgren's classroom. So there's my brother's desk. That's where he does his work. Okay, he's got some sportsy stuff. Okay, he's like me. He likes his sports. And we take a look. Here are his prized possessions. See those plants sitting over there? I'm dead serious. He loves his plants. He waters them, takes care of them, he prunes them. Uh, I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure those plants are all older than you. I think he's had a couple of them for almost 20 years. So he loves his plants. And he has tables and chairs. So when you get here in sixth grade, he will be your math teacher. He will have you in this kind of a seating arrangement. A lot of times when you were down at Fayette or music, this is where I will come. I'll come in and stop in and say hi to my brother, and he has a bunch of sixth grade kids in here, and it's fun to come in here and listen to him teach math. Of course, he loves his basketball, so he's got his basketball hoop over here in the corner. A lot of times I'll come in and shoot some baskets with him. And so we're live and direct in Mr. Ben Lofgren's room today. This is where I'll be doing my lesson. I'm going to keep the teaching stuff really short, and then we're going to go explore some of those other hidden parts of the school. So let's take a look at what you need to do for Wednesday, April 15th. Oh, one other thing I want to point out. April 15th, huge day in the history of baseball. Okay? I'm that baseball guy. I love baseball. Huge day. History was made on this day in 1947, April 15th, 1947. Why? Well, you may have heard of this man. His name is Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson was the first African American baseball player to play in the major leagues, and he made his debut or his first appearance in a Major League Baseball game on this date in 1947. So he kind of, he broke a big barrier. It was the first time African Americans were allowed to play baseball, and then it opened the doors for many others to follow, and then not only in baseball, but basketball, football, golf, you name it. So if you like sports, but more importantly, if you like history, there are tons of great books out there, articles. There's a Brain Pop, I believe, on Jackie Robinson. Lots of great information about him, and it's incredible what he accomplished with what he had to deal with in his time. It's truly unbelievable. So, shout out to Jackie Robinson and for all those people down there that are breaking down barriers so people can be included and people can be appreciated how they are. So, all right, let's take a look at the items for Wednesday, April 15th, shall we? So, reading stays the same. AR, okay, some of you have gotten into that epic, great work. I forgot there was a classroom code that you needed. I didn't know that, so sorry if you tried to get in and it didn't work, so that's my bad. I really apologize for that. Continue with your AR. I love seeing those quizzes come in. Man, you guys are doing some awesome stuff. And, I don't reply to every email I get, but I try to get to some of them. And, when you take a test, too, if there's a really good book, share that with me. I'd love to hear that. Or share with your friends on Hangouts or send them an email. So continue to do your AR. Your journal writing topics. Let's take a look at your journal writing topics for today. So we have two journal options. The first one talks about the eraser. The eraser was invented on this day 250 years ago. I had no idea the eraser was that old, actually. That's interesting. Write a legend or a story explaining how you think this handy little item might have been created. So make up a story, some kind of fairy tale that how the eraser was invented. Your second option, write about a famous rabbit. Okay, there's three of them listed: Peter Rabbit, Bugs Bunny, the Tricks Rabbit. You could write about the Easter Bunny. I'm sure there's other ones you could think about or think of, but write a description of the rabbit without writing its name, and then have somebody guess it. You can have your mom or your dad send it to me, send it to a classmate, and we'll try to guess what the rabbit is. I'll throw a third option. If you do some research on Jackie Robinson, I invite you to do that. And if you do, just write a little paragraph about who he was, why he was famous, what team he played for, and all of the other sports he was really good at. What college did he go to? Is he still alive? Did he pass away? Write about Jackie Robinson. Those are your choices for today for the journal assignment. Okay, so we're going to take a break from those studies weeklies for a while. And for reading class, I'm just going to have some little mini lessons and then teach you a skill. And then your assignment will be based on that skill that I teach you. Okay? So today's lesson, today and tomorrow, we're going to be talking about these. We're going to be talking about something called verbs. Okay? Verbs. Can you say verbs? Okay? In order for a sentence to make sense, we have to have verbs. We have to have a word that shows action. Verbs show action. All right? And what does action mean? Action means that something is happening in the sentence. Okay? A long time ago, we talked about subject and we talked about predicate, correct? A subject is who or what the sentence is about. The predicate is what the subject is doing. All right? You have to have a subject and a predicate in order for your thought to be a sentence. Okay? So let's just review subject and predicate real quickly. Let's say we have this sentence. Larry walked home. Okay? Larry walked home. First of all, my subject, who or what the sentence is about. Who or what is this sentence about? Well, duh, it's about Larry. There's my subject. Okay? And once I identify my subject, I need to find the predicate, and more importantly, I need to find the verb. Okay? Because the verb is always the first word of the predicate. Okay? What did he do? He walked home. Okay? I'm going to underline my predicate twice, because this is what he's doing. Remember doing this? We did this a long time ago, and then we drew a line like this, dividing the subject and the predicate. But if I want to identify the verb, the one action word, what did he do? What's the one word he did? The one thing he did, he walked. Okay? So the word walked is the verb. It's the word that shows action. All right? Okay? We'll do another one. All right, so I have another example sentence here for you. If you take a look at it, read it to yourself. I'll read it out loud. The fish ate pancakes. Fish, fish. Okay, remember that's how the fancy people say fish. I will have the fish. They must be really fancy people because they're eating pancakes. So let's find the subject and the predicate. First, think to yourself, who or what is this sentence about? It's about what? The fish. The fish is my subject. Which of these two words is a noun? Fish. Nouns are, it's a person, place, or a thing, okay? And fish, is it a common noun or is it a proper noun? It's a common noun because I'm not telling you the specific kind of fish. It's not a grouper fish or a walleye or northern or something of that nature. So I have identified my subject. What did the fish do? What were they doing? What is the word that is showing action? They ate the pancakes. This is my verb. Okay, draw my line here, and I can underline the predicate twice. All right? So I've got my subject, my predicate. It's a complete thought. I've identified my action word. What did the fish do? They ate. Okay? Pancakes, is that also a noun? Yeah, because they're things, right? Okay? All right, so what I need you to do is to get out that gray verbs packet. Okay? The gray verbs packet. Please get that out right now. All right, so the first page of this packet that you have has this kid. His name's Harry. Okay, and Harry has invented his new machine. And what we need to do is come up with some verbs or some action words that completes each sentence and then also makes the story make sense. We can see Harry, he's sitting in his hammock, taking a little nap. And as you can see, his machine, he's going to use his machine to make some eggs where he doesn't have to do anything. All right? So what we're going to do is we're going to write a verb to complete each sentence about the machine. All right? So if we look at number one, it says the woodpecker blanks the ball. Okay, think of some words we could use. We could say the woodpecker pecks the ball. So it goes down. It pushes the ball. Okay, it touches the ball. You use whatever one you want. I'm going to say the woodpecker pushes the ball. Okay. The second one, the ball blank down. Does the ball sing down? La, 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 la. Probably not. Does the ball maybe bounce down? Yeah. Does it roll down? Yeah, the ball rolls down, right? The ball blanked the eggs. So when the ball comes down, what's it going to do to the eggs? The ball hugs the eggs? The ball kisses the eggs? No, the ball breaks the eggs, right? The eggs blank into the pan. So once the eggs are broken, they're going to go down into the pan. The eggs fall into the pan. Okay? Okay? So once the eggs are in the pan, well, what's the fire going to do to the eggs? What's it going to do? The fire heats the eggs. The fire cooks the eggs, fries the eggs. We'll say cooks. And then at the very end, well, what's Harry going to do? Harry blanked the eggs. Harry's going to what? Juggle the eggs? No. Harry eats the eggs, right? So there we came up with 6 verbs to create and finish the story about Harry in his new machine. Okay, so I want you to turn to the next worksheet, okay? And it has a basketball player. Looks like he's going to slam dunk that ball. Not sure if he's going to actually make it. Hopefully he does. Do this just for fun. It's always fun. I know I like to do this. Give him a thought bubble over here. Let's do this. Let's say he's saying howdy. I like to do this. We'll just put a little thought bubble over here. Why not? Because, well, it's America and we're doing distance learning, and let's have a little fun. All right? So the top part, just again, is a review on what verbs are. Okay, a verb is a word that shows action. The verb is the main word in the predicate. All right? I'll just review this first sentence right here. The players run fast. Run fast is the predicate, right? This would be my subject right here. This is my predicate. Run is the verb. It's the main word in the predicate, okay? All right, so here's what I want you to do. We're going to just do a couple of these for fun, and this worksheet will be kind of a practice worksheet for you, all right? So what you're going to do, it says the predicate of each sentence is underlined. You need to write each verb on the line. Okay, I'll do the first 3 with you, and then you can do the rest of this for practice for your assignment. If I take a look, I'm going to just go right ahead down to, let's go to the example. Lisa caught the ball. The predicate is underlined. The verb is the main word in the predicate. The main word, what did she do? She caught the ball. What I would do, too, to help you, I would circle the verb. Circle it, just so you know, there it is right there. And then I know that's the word that I need to write down, right? Just a little extra step, but then this way you're not going to mess up on anything. Let's do the first 3. The class plays basketball often. The predicate is underlined. What's the main word in the predicate? What is the class doing? The class plays, okay? So you're going to draw that line there and then write down the word plays over on the line right here, okay? Number 2. Their teacher helps them. Helps them is the predicate. What did the teacher do? What's the main word? The teacher helps. Okay? Let's draw that line. Okay? And you don't have to draw these arrows. That's fine. Don't do that. But just why don't you just circle the verb? Okay? Circle it. I'll show you on number 3. The children practice after school. Practice after school is the predicate. What did the children do? They practice. Okay, so I'm going to write practice down over here. I think you're getting the idea. So this sheet is super easy because it already identifies the predicate. So what I want you to do the rest of these on your own for practice, and then coming up next is your graded assignment. Okay, thank you. Okay, so this is your assignment. It's the sheet that says, what are verbs? Have to do a little thought bubble. Sup, dude? Nothing. This guy's got a nice little necklace on, like the Abe Lincoln top hat that bald eagle has. So yeah, go ahead, do some thought bubbles just for fun. So here's your assignment for today for reading. You're going to do the entire sheet and then take a picture of it, send it to me. Okay, so if we look at the directions, well, again, there's a little review up here at the top. So here, if you're having trouble, look at the examples. They're right here for you. Okay. The directions say there is one verb in each sentence. Write the verb. Here's how I would do this. I would identify the subject. I would identify the predicate. And the first word in the predicate is the verb. Okay? Let's do a couple. I'm going to do a couple with you, and then the rest you're on your own. So the first sentence says, the eagle found twigs and branches. Okay? Think, what's the subject? Who or what is the sentence about? Subject's always at the beginning. The eagle. Okay? Underline that once. Then once we know what the subject is, I'm going to draw my line like this to separate subject and predicate. I'll underline the predicate twice. And the first word in the predicate, it's an action word. What did the eagle do? The eagle found. That's my verb. That's what I write on the line for number one. That is the verb in number one. The eagle found twigs and branches. Okay? I'll do number two with you, then you're on your own. This is kind of a weird one. Listen. It carried them to the top of a cliff. The subject in this sentence is really short. It is referring to the eagle. Instead of saying the eagle over and over, they just shortened it and said it. Okay? That's my subject. What did it do? Here's my predicate. It carried them to the top of a cliff. The doing word, the verb is easy to find. A doing word. Think, is it something you could do, or a person could do, or an animal, a living being? Have you found something in your life? Have you carried something in your life? Yes, those are verbs. We're going to put carried over on number two. You have two down, and you will be responsible for the rest of the worksheet on your own. Have mom or dad help. If you need help, Buzz, you can get a hold of me in Hangouts or an email, and I'll get back to you. Take a picture of that. This sheet is your graded assignment for reading today. Good luck. Okay, so good luck with that assignment. Tomorrow we'll do some more work with verbs. And by the end of tomorrow, you folks will be experts in identifying verbs. I will also send you information tomorrow on the IXL skills that you can work on to practice more with verbs, so you've got those skills down. Shout out to two people, the IXL Challenge, to Jovi Marshall and to Jackson Stahl. They were really neck and neck toward the end of the week, but Jovi Marshall was the winner, just barely edging out Jackson by like 20 questions. It was super close. But shout out to both of them, and shout out to everybody that's been taking that opportunity to brush up on your skills and get better. So continue to do that. It's going to pay off. Switching gears to math, you only need your pencil and your math journal. Okay, I'm going to make a little change to what we're doing, but you only need your math journal and a pencil. Trivia question has to do with a game show. One of my favorite game shows. It's been on for a long time. Wheel of Fortune. Okay? If you've watched that show, you know it's a great show. If you haven't, 6:30 p.m. it's always on Channel 4, KX4. So check it out if you've never watched Wheel of Fortune. It's a lot of fun, and you can learn some things too. Here's the question I have today. It's the top one. How many spaces are on the Wheel of Fortune wheel? Okay? There's a big wheel that the contestants spin. How many spaces are on the wheel? The answer will be at the end of this video. So get your math journal things out, your math journal, and we'll be ready to go here for math. All right, so math. Your math journal page, turn to page 232. What we're going to work on today is we're going to work on fractions on a number line. All right, page 232. When we've talked about number lines, I'm sure you worked with number lines when you were younger, and you may have seen a number line. Okay, let's say we have 0, and then you have a number line like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you go on and on forever, right? A number line, okay? So what we're going to do, instead of using whole numbers, we're going to be using fractions, all right? Okay, so it's kind of tricky, but once you get the hang of it and listen here, it'll be a piece of cake, trust me. So here in this number line, we're starting at 0 and we're ending at 1. But what goes in between these things or these areas? How does this work? Okay. What we need to do is we need to take a look at how many pieces or parts that this number line is divided into. Okay. So if I go from here to here, that's 1 piece. Here to here, that's 2, and then from here to here, that's 3, all right? 1, 2, 3. So the number line is split up into thirds, right? So if I start at 0, okay, if there's a cake and you've had 0 pieces of the cake and it's cut into thirds, what would the fraction of the cake that you've had be? It would be 0 thirds, right? Okay? 0 over 3. Okay? I make 1 hop. Here I am right now. Okay, I've covered 1 section. There's 1, 2, 3 altogether. I've only covered the first one. It's still cut into thirds. I'm at the in the whole number line, but what spot am I at? I'm at the first spot, so I would be 1/3 along the number line. Okay, let's do another little hop. Okay, 1, 2. I'm 2/3 of the way done. And then what happens when I get to the end? Okay. 1 whole, if I eat all the pieces of the cake, right? How much of the cake did I have? I had 1 whole cake. Or how many pieces? I had 3 pieces. How many pieces were there in all? I had 3/3 of that cake. All right, does that make sense? Okay, let's try this next one. Number line B. This is a little trickier. I have to be careful because I see 0, 1, and 2. All right. If I want to just look at going to 1 for right now, okay, from 0 to 1, I see there's 1 piece and there's 2. It's split up into halves, right? So halves would be 2 on the bottom, the numerator, right? If I'm at the beginning, it would be 0 over 2, right? If I come in the middle, I would be halfway there, 1 over 2. I'm halfway to number 1, all right? Let's say I get to number 1, all right? 1, 2, 2 halves, 2 over 2. Now check this out. Let's say I continue on. 1, 2, 3 halves. Can you have a larger number in the numerator than the denominator? Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. We're going to learn about something called mixed numbers in another lesson. That would be 3 over 2 would be the same as 1 and a half. The same thing. They're equivalent. Okay? Remember we talked about that yesterday. And then to get to 2, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've hopped along 4 times. This number line's cut into halves. I've hopped 4 halves all along down the line. Okay? Okay, I'll do one more with you, and then the last one you'll do on your own. Let's take a look at number line C. Right? And I want to take a look at, to figure out how many pieces it's split into, I need to take a look and start at 0 and end at 1 first. So if I'm at 0 and go to 1, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 hops, 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces or sections. So then that would tell me that this number line is divided into fourths. Fourths, right? If I'm at the beginning of the fraction, well, duh, it's going to be 0 fourths. 0 over 4, right? Okay? Okay, now I'm at 1/4, 2/4. What's the equivalent fraction to 2/4? 1/2. Bingo. All right. I make my third hop. Now it's 3/4. I come to the hole. I've made one hole around. I've gone 4 hops out of 4 pieces. Okay. And if I continue to do this down the line, now I've made my 5th hop. It's still split into fourths between each hole. Okay. And I'm going to go along down the line, 7/4, and now I have 8/4. Okay. All right. Okay. And so another way to write this, instead of writing 5/4, it would be the same. I could write it. I'll write it down here. It would be 1, because 4/4 is 1, right? And then I'd have 1/4 left. It'd be the same as 1 and 1/4. This would be 1 1/2, or 1 2/4. This would be 1 3/4, and then 1 4/4, which would be the same as 2. All right. We'll get into that later, but anyway, just wanted to show you. I want you to try to do number line D. Let me erase this so it's not so confusing. I want you to try to do number line D on your own. You don't have to take a picture of it and send it to me, but just try to do it on your own. Okay? Awesome. Good luck. Okay, and then I know on my sheet I said we were going to do page 233 together. We're not doing that page today. Don't cross it out. We're just not going to do it today. All right, so your assignment, math boxes on page 234. Okay, I'm not, see number 5 is missing. I don't have it on my screen. I want you to put a big X over number 5. Cross out number 5. You're not doing number 5. Nope. Okay, just 4 problems. And there's that word partition again. When you partition something, you put it into parts or you split it up into parts. So what you're going to do is you're going to partition it into fourths and write a unit fraction inside each part. Okay, that should be pretty simple. Number 2, you got to know order of operations. Parentheses, and you need to multiply and divide first, and then you need to add or subtract next. You need to circle the names for 24. So if this problem, for example, equals 24, circle it. If it doesn't equal 24, just leave it alone, all right? So you have to solve those 3, and the ones that equal 24, circle them, all right? This one down here says, label 1/2, label 1/3. So what you're going to do is you're going to label these, okay, kind of like what you did up here, and then you're going to write a either greater than, less than, or equal symbol to make the number sentence true. Is 1/2, is it less than 1/3? Is it greater than 1/3? Or is it equal to 1/3? Right? Think to yourself, you have a cake. Would you rather have 1/2 of the cake or 1/3 of the cake? But depending on, I guess, your eating habits, that might vary, but I know what piece I would like. And then number 4, there are 2 parts to number 4. Please, sometimes we skip this bottom part. We read the top part, we do it, and then we forget to do the last part. So you're going to draw the hands to show 9:18 a.m. Some of you might be doing this assignment at 9:18 a.m. today. Then you need to write down what will be the time in 30 minutes or a half hour after that. Okay? Those are your math boxes. Take a picture, send it to me, and you're good to go. Thank you. So best of luck on your assignments. I know you're going to do extremely well like you have been. Reach out to me with questions. Send me pictures of your assignments and anything else that you're doing. It is kind of fun sitting in my brother's chair at his desk. And it is funny, too, that I wouldn't have guessed in a million years when my brother and I, when we were growing up, that we'd be working at the same place together and doing, having the same job, being teachers. Now we teach different subjects and grades, but it's such a fun thing for me. My brother is my best friend. Okay, he's my best friend. I love my brother Ben. He has been so kind to me, so nice to me throughout the years. And like I said before in an earlier video, it might be hard sometimes getting along with your brothers or your sisters, and I'm sure right now you're about ready to rip each other's hair out of each other because, you can't go anywhere and do anything. But believe me, there will be a time when you're older that you will rely on your brothers and your sisters, and you will really need them in your life. So my brother, Mr. Ben Lofgren, I love you, man. You are why I'm a teacher. You're why who I am. And I'm still going to be that little brother that's going to try to get you giggly and goofy and, pull pranks and that sort of thing. That's what little brother's got to do, right? Let's take a look and just snoop a little bit. What's first of all, he's got a refrigerator over here. Okay. I haven't looked in it. I have no idea what's in it. Let's take a look and see if he's got anything. You think there's anything in there? Let's look. Oh, he's got sody pop. What kind? Diet Coke. Are you kidding me? Oh, that's super boring. Live a little bit. Where's the surge at? Come on. Okay, yeah, he's got all Diet Coke in there. Ooh, I like how he's got the duct tape there. I'm sure that passes OSHA standards there. If you don't know what OSHA is, talk to your parents. Let's take a look and see what's in his desk. Okay, let's take a look here in this top drawer here. I can see, ooh, nice and neat and organized, I see. I want to tell you a secret. This is where Mr. Lofgren hides his suckers. All right, he's got his big bag of dum-dums. There's been a few times through the years where I've run out and I've come here and borrowed a few. So that doesn't mean you have permission to do it. I can because I'm his little brother. Little brothers are supposed to borrow from their big brothers. Let's see what's in the top drawer of his desk. Ooh, more junk I see. It's similar to mine. Ooh, he's got a dollar bill in there. Ooh, and he's got some baseball cards. Okay, let's see here. Ooh, we got Brian Harper, great Twins catcher on the 1991 World Series team. Ooh, Al Newman. He was on the 1987 and 1991 World Series team. Oh, boy. There. So, Mr. Ben Lofgren's room. Say goodbye to his plants right there. If you want to learn more about horticulture, come and talk to Mr. Ben Lofgren, and he'll shoot you straight. So, okay, make Wednesday great, and check out the answer for the trivia question here. Check out Wheel of Fortune if you've never watched it. I recommend it. So, until I see you next time, have a wonderful Wednesday, and stay you. All right, I miss you. Bye.